Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Caterina or Cat, and this is Infinite Wellness Within. In today's Pick a Card reading, our topic is something that was once far away is now closer. So basically you're getting closer to your goal or something that you want to see happen in your life, and we're going to take a look at that today. Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you to your reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked below. Please remember that is the only way to book any of my services with me. If anyone ever reaches out to you, just know that is not me. Something that was once far away is now closer. I feel this is group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have for you. Group number 1, you have 25 entangled thoughts. You also have the Dalmatian Jasper. Group number 2, you have number 36, Cherry Blossoms, and you also have the Spiderweb Jasper. Group number 3, you have number 1, Pearls of Wisdom, and you also have the Snowflake Obsidian. Please take your time choosing your card or cards. It's perfectly fine to choose more than one. If you're drawn to more than one, the important thing is that you listen to your intuition, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, group number 1. You have the Dalmatian Jasper, and your card is number 25, Entangled Thoughts. So I feel something that's going on for you right now is that you're doubting that something will happen. You might be doubting yourself. Maybe you're doubting the decisions that you made, and you feel like you're losing focus or losing hope. Something about the situation feels very overwhelming. There could be a complication that came into the mix as you were trying to accomplish something. But what Spirit is saying is that this could be your ego talking. So your ego could be creating a lot of this anxiety that you're feeling, fears that you're feeling that maybe this isn't going to happen. Because Spirit is showing me that the fog is going to clear. Those complications are going to clear. The setbacks or delays are going to clear. And in fact, Spirit is saying the title of our reading, which is something that felt out of reach, something that was far away, it's actually getting closer. You just can't feel it yet because you're still kind of focused on a lack of movement forward. But Spirit is saying that that is going to change for you, and you will see movement forward. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? You have Exalted Moon, self-regulation. So I feel with the self-regulation, it's talking about what I was saying, that your ego is talking to you. Your ego is telling you that this thing isn't going to happen. Perhaps telling you that you made a mistake with pursuing this thing to begin with. So I feel with this card, you have the cactus here and you have one here. So I feel like this was your original idea. Now, it seems like you feel like you're still over here, but you have made some progress getting over here because this is like the actualization of your idea. And so I feel like with the rainbow coming down here, Spirit is saying tap into your intuition and even look at the steps that you've made. Look at the progress you made, because you didn't just come into this idea and then you sat there with it. You've actually made some progress. And if you look, you're almost halfway there. It's literally like if you take one step closer on this side to the right side, then you are halfway there. So I really feel like this card is just talking about regulating your thoughts, not being so down on yourself or your situation, and understanding that things are actually changing for you and you're actually closer than what you think. Oh, look at this. Cold moon, face your fears. Okay. Isn't this what I've been talking about? And look at how well it goes with this card. So face your fears and self-regulation. So if you face your fears, because I feel right now you're in a place where it's almost like a deer in the headlights, where you're almost frozen in place and your thoughts are frozen. And then, so you go from your thoughts being frozen to all of these crazy scenarios that could be happening that really, these things are not happening. But it seems like you might be making up scenarios in your head of, oh no, this isn't going to happen. Well, with face your fears, I feel that Spirit is saying, don't give up, keep going, because you're not seeing the reality of the situation, which is that you're actually closer than you think. So try to regulate your fears and try to face those fears and move forward, even though you have these fears. So yeah, I feel like there's a shift that's about to happen for you. So let's look at your other cards and see what other information we can get. Oh, you know what? These two are kind of stuck, and they were like, actually there's three here. They were stuck in my hand. So I believe these are your cards. Let's see, you have confidence. Do you see what's happening here? So have confidence. Face your fears, have confidence that things are shifting, that things are happening for you. And also, if you look at this card, it looks like this fairy is in the forest here. So I feel like you're coming out of a time of darkness and you're going to see the light. So you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you're also going to see the light as in seeing clarity with your situation. And you may be receiving answers or receiving something that will help you move forward within the situation over here. So you have foresight. So I feel that you may be thinking that maybe you should have changed something about the plan. Maybe you could have planned things better or changed things somehow. And what I'm seeing here is have confidence that you did everything that you could do up until this point. You are not the reason why everything is on hold. It could have something to do with divine timing. It could have to do with, something regarding the situation is coming into your life. So it's coming closer to you, and that's what's going to complete this whole thing so that you can continue moving forward with whatever this is that you're trying to work on and accomplish. Manifestation. Do you see these cards here? These are truly amazing cards. So have confidence that you did everything correctly in the beginning and have continued to do everything correctly, even though your ego comes in sometimes and says, maybe I should quit. You are getting closer to your manifestation. Yes, you are kind of sitting still right now, but that doesn't mean that on the other side, these things aren't getting closer to you. You just can't see that happening yet. So look at how positive all of these cards are. This is truly amazing to me. And how everything just so lines up so perfectly with your particular situation. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? Something that was once far away is now closer for group number 1. Okay. The Ace of Swords. Yeah, you're getting clarity. That's exactly what's happening. You're receiving clarity. You have this butterfly here. I feel like, first of all, this is exactly how close it is to you. It is literally right there. Some of you may be seeing something that was always right there, but you never kind of put 2 and 2 together. But see, here's the thing. if you continue with these fears that you have, your mind is going to be so clouded that you're not going to see what's literally right in front of you. That's why Spirit is saying, look, regulate your thoughts. And look at the rainbow here. This is like the colors of the chakra system. And so it's like Spirit is saying, stay in balance, you know, try to cleanse your energy, try to stay focused, because the answer to a delay, to a problem, a complication, it's coming in, and you will be able to move forward. Yeah, this is absolutely you getting the answer that you needed, clarity that you needed, confirmation that you needed. And I'm seeing you cutting the ties with this sword here, cutting ties with this doubt that you have right now. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, so the Knight of Wands is a very, very quick moving card. And I feel, you know, there's like a message here on this wand. There's like a scroll. So I feel like this is this answer. This is holding with it the Ace of Swords. The Knight of Wands is bringing with it the Eight of Swords into your orbit. And it's happening quickly. Now, the Knight of Swords, it's a very, very quick moving card, but it is also on its own time, because with the court cards, especially when we get into the Queen and King, but especially with the Knight of Wands also, the Knight of Wands does things on its own time, right? You don't rush the Knight. And so is it on its way? Yes. If I get information about when this will happen, I will definitely tell you. I do believe there's something going on with your situation that's connected to a divine timing of you being here and this thing coming into your life at just the perfect moment, or you being somewhere when this thing happens to also be there, like a person, place, thing, or situation. So let's continue on and see what we have. Yeah, the Nine of Wands. So this confirms what I just said, because this is showing that you're very, very close. This is also confirming that you may be on the brink of giving up on the situation. And Spirit is saying, please don't do that. Have confidence, face your fears, and continue going forward. You will see your manifestation. You will reach your goal. It's just something got a little bit complicated along the way. I feel like there's just this little hurdle that you need to overcome to reach your destination. And even, I mean, look at this card. So here there's like a little wall, but actually it looks like it's kind of dented in right here. And then there's the pathway right here, and then the building right here. So I feel like all you have to do is just come over this little hurdle, and then this pathway that maybe you're not seeing right now, it just kind of appears. Maybe you can't see that from this side of the wall. But once you get over there, it's like, oh, well, there it is. And then you just, whoop, and then go into your destination. So I feel with the Nine of Wands that the hard part is over. So the majority of your wait time is over. Any complication, anything like that happened, the hardest part is over. If you have kind of a roadblock with trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B, I feel like you figure it out. It's like, well, how do I jump over this fence? Well, you're going to get that answer. You have the Star card. Wow. This is a really interesting Star card, because right here, there is somebody who is struggling. I feel like it kind of looks like they're half buried in the ground or something like that and trying to crawl out. And I feel that's you right here in the Nine of Wands, where you're so frustrated, you're so confused by everything that you want to give up. But here's the thing. You gather the last little bit of strength that you have, and you rise up and you become the star here on this card, where you're finding those answers, you're finding that missing piece. Things come together because you have the two vessels here. The star has two vessels at least in the traditional tarot deck. And so maybe you only had one before, so you couldn't complete your dream. You couldn't complete this thought that you have, this goal that you have. But now you can. So once again, manifestation, confidence, the star card. If you really want this, you can have this. You just need to have a little bit of patience for things to come together. All right, so you have the King of Coins, absolutely. So first of all, I love that the King of Coins is below the Foresight card right here, because this confirms what I said earlier. You've done the planning, you have done all the hard work, you've even manifested for this. The thing is, though, is that it's going to take a little bit of time. And maybe you've been waiting for a long time already. But things are coming together, right? So this thing that was once far away with the King of Coins, we're seeing that, yes, at one point in time, it was far away, because it takes a long time to get from the Ace of Coins to the King of Coins. But the way that this king has all of these things on this table here and then is holding a pentacle, it's that same energy that I'm feeling like there's just this one piece that's missing, and it's very, very close. Look at how close the pentacle is to the table. So whatever this is, you're definitely receiving something that's going to get the ball rolling with your goal, with your manifestation. So you have the King of Wands, and I laughed just a little bit because this king almost looks surprised, like, oh, there's the solution? So I feel some of you may have a flash of inspiration, a flash of insight, clarity, intuition, or somebody may bring something to you. You may meet someone. Remember how I mentioned you might be in the right place at the right time? And then you kind of sit and think with this for a minute, and it's like, oh my gosh, that solves all my problems. And then you have the salamander right here, which is a sign of transformation. And it's like, this is the transformation. Do you see how it's so close to you? And so this fire over here, this is your passion that you get back that you were starting to lose over here. And so everything starts to come together. You solve the problem. You can get up from your chair. You're no longer sitting and waiting for something to happen. And then you can move forward with this situation. So let's see what else we have for you. Yeah, the Death card. See, this is what I'm talking about. You get the solution here. It's a little bit surprising because, especially because you are ready to give up over here and over here. And so you say, okay, I will listen to the reading. I'll listen to spirit. I'll keep going. But you still have some doubts. Well, it shows up and you're like, oh my gosh, it's here. Well, then you have the Death card. This is a rebirth process. This is you realizing that you can let go of those fears and those doubts, and help has arrived. Look at all of these angels on this card. I feel like help has arrived to kind of revive your energy, revive your soul, revive that spark that you had in the very beginning to start this to begin with, right? So you get your passion back for this particular situation, and then you're moving on. And you see, you have the flower here. So it definitely reminds me of something like with spring. So right now you could be in winter time where you can't really do anything with a crop that you may have planted earlier because it's winter. So you're waiting for those seeds to sprout. And they will. So for some of you, this could literally mean something's going to happen for you in spring. This is a timeless reading, so, you know, whenever you're watching this. But it can also just be symbolic of the snow thawing, the cold air changing into warmer weather, things being in bloom, you know, things growing, your process changing. So there's definitely a change in the air. The Seven of Coins. Yeah, see, it's a slow process. And this card reminds me a bit of the Tangled Thoughts. So what you want to do is slow down, evaluate things, especially see how far you've come with this idea, because you have made progress. You're not sitting in the exact same spot. Even if you think you are, you have made some progress. It is growing. It's a learning process. It is I feel like there's multiple factors going on here, but things are coming together. And things are going to shift for you. I feel this is something so dear to your heart, because this pentacle on the King of Coins is very close to his heart. The hand here on the King of Wands is very close to the King's heart. And then the same thing here. You have your hand close to your heart here. You also have a dog in the picture. So what I'm feeling Spirit is saying with the dog is that you have been very loyal to this idea, to this goal that you have, and the universe is going to reward that. I feel like you've put in a lot of hard work toward this, and that is going to be rewarded for you. It has been a little bit of a windy path. I feel like there's been some unexpected things that have happened, that have kind of popped up on your path, but Spirit is saying just relax a little bit, and I'm hearing something about you will feel more peaceful with the situation pretty soon. Yes, timing. Okay. With the Death card, when I touched this Death card, it came to me. I didn't feel it before, but I'm feeling it now with the Death card. I personally, sometimes, not all the time, I get 3 to 6. So that could, for some of you, that could literally be 3 to 6 minutes, 3 to 6 hours. Probably for the majority of you, it's going to be 3 to 6 weeks. For some of you, this could go into 3 months. I feel 6 months is probably the longest that it would take. But yeah, just keep that in mind, 3 to 6. It could also be March. It could be June. It could be the 3rd or the 6th of the month. It could be 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So, really 3, 6 in any form that may come up for you. So you have the 5 of Wands. Yeah, this is showing those complications. And it seemed like for a minute, there was no way out of this. It was like no matter what you tried to do, you came up against a wall here and you couldn't see on the other side. You couldn't see what was going on. But I feel that there's a new day that is starting for you, where there was once confusion. There's slowly but surely things being revealed, information that's coming in, solutions to your problems that are coming in. And instead of chaos, there is calm, and there is like an organized structure of things, and then things start to come together. Now, I feel for some of you, this could be happening at the last minute of something. So let's say, for instance, that you're going to give yourself until a certain day. Let's say you have a certain date in mind. And if it doesn't happen by then you actually really will give up on the situation. And so when things happen for you, it could be like the day before you were going to give up. Or if you're, let's say that you are running out of finances to finance something, or maybe you're not working right now and you're trying to make something happen and you're running out of money. And you're like, okay, well, if something doesn't happen pretty soon, I'm going to have to give up on this whole entire idea. So for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, it's going to happen at that last minute, right when you were ready to walk away saying, I can't do this anymore. And then it happens. So just keep that in mind. So maybe that's what some of you need to do is, set a date. Maybe some of you are going to set a date 3 or 6 weeks from now, 3 or 6 months from now. And then if it doesn't happen by then, but what Spirit is showing me is that it actually will happen before then. And Spirit keeps saying over and over not to give up. So here we are with the 2 of Swords. I feel this really summarizes where you are right now. There's confusion here. There's a lack of direction. There could be delays here, complications, and trying to figure things out and not being able to kind of pinpoint what to do, where to go, stop or go, right? What am I supposed to be doing here? I feel that I'm hearing like really, really loud rushing water. So almost like a waterfall, like Niagara Falls or something like that, like huge, like really, really loud. So I feel that it's important for you to remember self-regulation, to regulate your thoughts, regulate your fears, and really do your best to tap into your intuition, really do your best every day to stay focused and not giving in to your ego. And I feel by doing that, you will gain some sort of insight into your situation, and you will also be better prepared to move forward when this information comes in that allows you to move forward. But also because once you get this, you're no longer afraid that it's not going to happen. I mean, it just like switches everything kind of overnight. And so then at that point, then you really are focused on your goal and you're letting go of that anxiety. So, yeah, and so it would really help you to be focused and be ready for that instead of in complete shock, because then that could kind of throw off your game a little bit, and then you'd have to like kind of recalibrate. But if you're ready, if you're focused, then this happens and you're like, okay, great, now I can just start moving, and you don't really have to think about it too much. All right. So you have the Hierophant. Remember earlier I said there could be something with divine timing going on here, like even divine intervention. I'm hearing something like that where things are outside of your control right now. Things are coming together for you, but because you see there's two keys here. So the keys do exist to get you to where you want to go, but there's something going on like the sidelines that's not ready yet, or something's not completely prepared for you to enter a situation, right? Something like that's going on. So yeah, divine timing, divine intervention, divine intuition, something like that. You will be receiving something from a person, place, thing, situation, spirit guide, anything like that. You will be receiving some kind of knowledge, an offer, a way out, a way forward, and that's what shifts everything for you. All right. Yep, look at this. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So again, this is a very interesting Wheel of Fortune because the person down here looks like they're trying to light a fire. It feels like you could be down on your luck right now. You're very concerned about something, wondering, are things going to change? Is it always going to be like this? But here's what you can't see. You can't see, and this person down here can't see, because I feel like this is you up here. This is you protecting something, holding something, nurturing something, which is your goal, your idea. And you're fearful that you don't have what it takes to continue doing that with this goal that you have. What you're not seeing is right behind you is the Wheel of Fortune, and it's about to shift in your favor. Once again, with the Wheel of Fortune, a lot of times I get a sense of, fate, destiny, things like that, which is exactly what I was feeling in a slightly different way with the Hierophant. So talking about divine timing, divine intervention, things like that happening. So that is what I'm seeing for you. Just know that this thing, it feels very far away right now, but it's actually getting closer to you. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 2. You have the Spiderweb Jasper, and your card is number 36 and Cherry Blossoms. All right, so I feel like there is something that's going to be happening for you, possibly in springtime, because I'm picking up springtime here pretty significantly. So it could be springtime for you. It could feel like springtime outside when something happens for you, because I feel like you're going to be receiving a message or some type of information, which might feel like a miracle, because that's exactly what's going to lead you into a transition and transformation. It will also give you a sense of renewal, a sense of hope. I feel there's a rebirth going on here. It's kind of like coming out of hibernation. So being in hibernation over the winter, and then with springtime, you're coming out of hibernation. So if it's not literally springtime for you when this shift happens, it could be signaling like 3 months from now when something is happening for you, especially because you have number 36 here, so the 3. So it could be 3 months. It could be 3 to 6 months also for you when something shifts. But so think about that in relative terms of, for you, how far away does it feel? If it feels like it's 6 months away, then it could be 3 months away, because our title is something that was once far away is now closer. So does it feel like it's never going to get here? And so, kind of think about it in that sense. Does it feel like it's 2 months away? Well, it's actually closer. So just think about it that way, because this is a general reading, so it's going to vary slightly. But yeah, a waiting period is coming to an end for you. And also, like, if you have any thoughts that aren't quite complete, where there's something missing to put that whole entire thought together, you're receiving that information to kind of seal the deal, to get everything lined up. So that's what I'm seeing with this card. What else can you tell us for group number 2? Okay, so you have dark moon and the past. So I feel what's happening here is you're walking away, you're leaving something that was holding you back. You're leaving your fears behind, especially with these snakes here. Okay, remember what I said just a minute ago? I'm hearing transition, transformation, and look at, you have the 2 snakes. So that's really interesting. The waiting period, I feel, is a thing of the past, or will be a thing of the past very soon. And I also feel like possibly you weren't ready to hear something in the past, because the way that this person has their hands up, like by the ears, it's making me think like maybe you are too distracted to hear something in the past. Because remember, I also said there's like a message coming to you. There's information coming to you over here. So maybe in the past you just weren't ready. Maybe even some of you heard it in the past, but it didn't make sense. And so you're revisiting something that you heard earlier, and now it's going to make sense. Now it's going to click. Whatever it is, there's absolutely, beyond a doubt, a transition that's happening in your life. Right now, it might be going a little bit slower than you would like, but the thing is that it is shifting for you. Okay. This card is Moon Magic and Transformation. Do you see what I'm saying? I literally used the words transition and transformation, and here it is right here. So do you see how something from the past, it's either you're letting go of the past, you're letting go of your fears that you had in the past, or something in the past, like you missed it, you didn't hear it correctly, something like there's something connected to your past. We may get more information about that as we go along. But also, look at how you have the 2 snakes here and how they're fairly far apart or far away from your body. Well, right here, you have these 2 dogs that are actually standing so close to you. It looks like they're touching you. You're all kind of connected here. So things are coming together for you. Whatever this is, it's very grounded. It's going to be very loyal to you. And there's like a shift. There's movement. Things are starting to happen for you here. Oh, thank you. What else can you tell us for group number 2? Authenticity. This is really interesting because I feel that there could be something. Oh, is this what it is? With the past, there could be something in the past that wasn't quite authentic that put this on hold. Something is being removed because you see how the mask is coming off here. So this shift that you're experiencing, it is authentic, it is loyal, it is exactly what you need to move forward. And like, so also, if you see how she's moving the curtain. So whereas before you couldn't open the curtain, you couldn't move the curtain because something was preventing you from moving forward. Well, that is shifting. So this really, really speaks to our title. Something that was once far away is now closer, because here you are opening the curtain and getting ready to go on stage and do what you want to do. Take that action that you've been waiting to take over here. So yeah, something very significant is coming in. Now, I feel like if you would have gone forward with this before, if you were able to like move toward whatever this goal is or thing that you have in mind here, there was something about it that was faulty, where it didn't have like the solid foundation. It wasn't on steady ground, but now it is. When this shift happens, that's why you're getting the go-ahead, because it is on solid ground. So you have self-care here. So I feel that in the meantime, what's important is that you take care of yourself, that you don't get too incredibly distracted by how long this is taking and when is it going to happen? What if it doesn't happen? You know, all of these things that where we can get kind of in this loop in our mind about, you know, trying to make progress towards something. So, because I really feel like there's some kind of miracle coming in for you. So Spirit says, in the meantime, just know that things are shifting. Things are going to happen. Take care of yourself. Don't get too worked up about things, because you want to have your strength and your stability, and you want to feel grounded. See, there's something about feeling grounded that I'm getting with this transformation card and the self-care card. So you want to make sure that you are prepared, that you are ready to move forward with this, and not, you know, caught up in any negative thoughts, especially about anything from your past. So another thing that I'm hearing with the past card and the self-care card is that you're about to go through this major transformation. Now, before you do that, you want to make sure that you release anything from your past that once held you back, or anything that you could be taking with you from the past that is not authentic. So certain things, people, places, things, and situations do not have a place in your transformation. So keep that in mind as well. That could be for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, that could be the holdup, that you're trying to bring something from the past into this transformation. And Spirit is like, all right, we're not going to give the green light until you get closure on this, until you close this chapter. Let go of this. As soon as you do that, your transformation is here waiting for you, because it's inauthentic. Something that some of you are trying to bring with you, it's inauthentic, and it doesn't support you. It's not loyal, and it truly doesn't deserve to enjoy the fruits of your labors coming up. Or there could be something that's connected on the other side of this. So what you're waiting for over here, there could be something connected to that situation that needs to be resolved before you can move forward and enjoy this thing without that attachment to it. So for instance, let's just say that you're trying to get a job. And I use this this example in a reading. I think I've used it a couple times, but I'm going to use it again because it's very simple. So if there's a job that you want over here, whether or not you know what company that is, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but you want this job over here. You're ready for it. You're like, hey, I'm ready. But the job isn't ready because somebody still holds that job. But what's happening is they're getting ready to give their notice at work, which will then open the door for you to send your resume and get hired, and then you would have that position. So until this energy shifts, you can stress as much as you want, but it's not going to happen until it's ready. So Spirit says, in the meantime, just take care of yourself. And if you need to release anything from the past, do that, and then that's when the shifts happens. And if something over here needs to be released, that is, I feel, in the process of happening. All right. The Two of Swords, yeah. So this is showing that there's a delay, there is a waiting period. You may feel very, very confused right now, not sure which direction to go or how to get there. Once again, I feel something from the past, either your past or the situation over here. Something needs to be cut loose on either your end or the end over here. It is closer than what you think, though. It absolutely is. I feel like it's getting closer by the day. And there's definitely like this, like I can feel a transition is actually already taking place. So I feel like if you can't feel it yet, you will very soon, because things are starting to line up. So we have the Five of Cups. Yeah, so absolutely what I was saying, that some of you need to let go of something from your past. Absolutely, because some of you are focused on something here that literally you can't move forward until this is released. So it's kind of like, I just feel like this repetitive thought process over and over and over again, and being focused on the wrong thing for some of you. Because with the cherry blossoms, it feels like some of you are possibly unintentionally growing the wrong thing. So you're focusing on something that you can't do anything about, instead of focusing on what you can do something about. And I feel like the building right here, this is that thing that was once far away, but look at how close it is right here. But until you shift your focus, or until you get a better perspective on things, some of you need to let go of the past. Until you do that, you're gonna really kind of be in this almost like a hanged man, where you're not seeing what's really going on, like the hangman card from the tarot deck. And this can also be showing what I said. This could be the other side of your situation. So this could be that job over here that I mentioned as an example, where somebody's unhappy with their position and they're thinking about quitting. It hasn't happened yet, but they are thinking about quitting. And then they're going to put in their 2-week notice, and then they're going to be gone, which then allows you to step in and take that position. So again, it's a matter of time. You have 2 here, you have 2 here. So 2 weeks, 2 months, for some of you, 2 days, 2 hours. Most of you, it's probably that 2 weeks, 2 months period of time, where once that happens, that's when you see this transformation. So we have the Lover's card here. Once again, you have 2 with the 2 people on here. So yeah, this is representing that thing that you want, that goal, that idea that you have. It is happening. I mean, look at how now these people are actually touching. So I feel like it's really close to happening for you. I feel a door is opening for you. There is something that needs to happen, though, before this can happen, and that's what I've been talking about, letting go of something. Either you need to do it, or the situation over here needs to do it. But what I'm seeing for sure is that that is happening. You're releasing something, or the situation on the other side is releasing something, which then opens that door for you to go forward. So I just keep seeing this analogy of, you're going from winter to spring. So in winter, in a lot of places, you can't necessarily plant any seeds to grow these beautiful flowers. You have to wait until the soil thaws out, until the weather warms up, and then you can start planting things, and then you can see things start to grow, like this vine right here. So just know that you're not going to miss out. This is still going to be there for you. Okay, so, and it's much closer than what you think. All right, The Three of Wands, you see what I'm saying? So you've been waiting for something, You've done everything that you can do, and it's on its way to you. You can literally see it right here. Do you see how close it is to shore here? So yeah, just know that it will be worth the wait. Okay. You have the Eight of Cups. Yeah. So again, some of you need to let go of something in the past. Some of you may need to change your idea just a little bit. Some of you need a different perspective on things. So some of you, let's just say that you had this idea for something in it. You're so stuck on that idea where it has to turn out this one specific way. You don't want it if it's any other way. So let's say that this thing that you want is the color green. And you're like, nope, it has to be green. So if something shows up that is more lime green instead of like a dark green, you're like, nope, I don't want it. And what Spirit is saying is that in certain cases with certain people watching this, you don't want to be as rigid. Some of you need to be a little more flexible with how you achieve this goal, how this thing shows up, because it might look slightly different than what you had pictured it. But the thing is that if you're flexible, if you allow things to kind of transform a little bit as they will, a little bit, feeling like it's more pliable, like you can change it a little bit more, then I see things happening much, much quicker. So don't be afraid to think outside the box, especially outside the box of what you expected. All right, so you have the Justice card here. So things are absolutely balancing out for you. It's just a matter of time. And I feel also, again, there's this thing that needs to be let go of. So whether that's a person, place, thing, situation, idea, I feel like some of you need to let go of control a little bit. Some of you need to shift a thought, shift a perspective, look at alternatives. And you see how you have the curtain right here? Same thing here, how the curtain is now open. That's exactly what happens. You get like the go ahead, you get the green light, but you have to walk away from something first, or you have to release something from the past, or something on the other side needs to do that. And then that's when you have this authentic. It's like, this is authentic. This is, there's no guessing here. You know exactly what's going on. You're focused on moving forward with something. You have released this here. You've released the Five of Cups where your focus was on the wrong thing. The delay is over here. Your ship is coming in. The Hangman. Didn't I say this? Where did I say this? I don't even remember. Didn't I say it feels like a little bit of the Hangman with kind of like being in hibernation, did I say this? Was this a different pile or was that in this pile? Now I'm like, now I'm second guessing myself. I feel like it was in this group though, because you need a different perspective. You need to shift your focus. Maybe I was talking about that here. Okay. Anyway, I get I think I go to a different planet when I'm doing these readings a lot of times. So anyway, look at this card. Look at right here. Do you see the snow on the mountain right here? Now, so do you see that right here? So there's snow on the mountain here, but you have the mushrooms sprouting here. So there's growth here. Over here, it's still kind of like winter time. Over here, it's springtime. So there is that shift. You have a shift in perspective. If you were looking that way, you would see that it's still cold. It's too icy to plant anything. Right? Same thing right here with the Five of Cups. But if you're looking in the right direction, you will see exactly what you need to move forward. So definitely you have the past here, you have the Two of Swords and the Hangman. It's definitely saying something about your past, that you need to shift your perspective, you need to let something go, or again, on the other side, that needs to happen on the other side. Once that happens, you are released, delays are over, and you can move forward. The King of Swords. So this is indicating transformation. Look at that. It's going to go right here, right in line here. You have the transformation here, you have the transformation here. The only thing holding you back is how you're looking at things, or how something else, it hasn't shifted yet. So with this King of Swords, there's clarity here. The clarity that was missing with the Two of Swords and the Hangman, you have it here, and you're ready to embrace this transformation. You see the butterfly right here on the king's throne here. So there's a butterfly. Everything is very straightforward. Also, everything is very authentic here. Remember your authenticity card here with the mask coming off. You don't have to question things here. You don't have to wonder what's going on here. This is a new plan, a new idea, a new person, place, thing, or situation that's coming in that is exactly what you needed to move forward. I feel there's also something going on here where you're finding the answer to a problem. This is that message, that information that I was talking about over here on your very first card. You're receiving it here, and now you can like cut those strings or those ties that were once holding you back. Wow. Now you have the King of Pentacles. So do you see what I'm saying? How with the transformation card up here, you have the two dogs here. So whatever this is that's coming into your life, we're seeing it come in as the Lover's card here. So this is holding that transformation. And then we come down to the King of Pentacles. So whatever this is that's coming in, it's very strong. It's very stable, sturdy, structured. It has longevity. It is loyal. There's reciprocity here. This is something that will grow for a long time, for as long as you want it to. There's abundance here. There's prosperity here. There's happiness, feeling fulfilled, feeling accomplished, all of those things. And also on these trees here, you have a lot of flowers blossoming, the same thing that you have going on over here. So that idea, that goal that you have, it's really, really starting to take shape here. And it's like you have a good grasp on it here, like a positive grasp on it. So here you have the Five of Wands. So it's interesting that this Five of Wands is coming down here below the Three of Wands and the authenticity card, because it's almost like you're realizing that the direction you were going or pushing for something like that, there was something about it that was slightly flawed, and it's not going to take a huge big deal to get this thing to shift. But it's like shifting your perspective, seeing that there are alternatives to something that was in the past over here. Once you see that, once you get that, it like shifts everything, and then that allows the Three of Wands card to happen where this thing is coming towards you. So I feel like this Five of Wands is absolutely connected to the King of Swords, where you're getting that flash of insight, you're getting that clarity, things are making sense. There's some form of communication that's coming into you, which is releasing you from a thought of, oh, this thing is never going to happen because this, or that is going on, and it's preventing me from moving forward. So there's absolutely a shift going on with that as well. All right, so you have the Moon card. There is just something going on where you need perspective, you need clarity. I feel like there is definitely an element to your situation that is confusing for sure, but it's also, there's something also that's inauthentic. So Some of you need to choose between two things because we have it here with the Two of Swords and we have it here with the Moon card being right in between these two options here. I feel like there's something that could be kind of seductive, something that could kind of lure you in that is not what it appears to be. For some of you, this is your past. Like you don't want to bring something from the past into something new, but once you release that, then everything makes sense and you can move forward. Others of you are about to step into a situation that was inauthentic, and the universe put a huge roadblock, a huge delay on your path so that you would not go down that road, because it would have been a massive headache. It would have caused a lot of time to be lost, more time than the time that you're waiting right now. So that would explain the Five of Cups also, when you thought you had something, but then it just kind of slipped out of your grasp. And now some of you are so focused on that you're not seeing the reality of the situation. Some of you are not understanding that a roadblock was put there because something was not what it claimed to be with this authenticity card. So some of you may have been kind of forced to walk away from something, and Spirit is saying, look, that was for your own good. Spirit is saying, trust us. You did not want to go down that path. But this is also what's shifting. You're receiving clarity. The King of Swords, you're receiving clarity on the Five of Wands and the Moon card here. Yeah. Ooh, it would have just caused so much regret if you would have gone down that path. Now, some of you did not have this particular problem within your situation, but this is a general reading, and this is something I'm seeing very, very strongly here. Had you gone down that path, it would have been nothing. Like nothing would have gotten done. It would have been one headache after another, after another, after another. Some of you did go down that path, and that's what you're going through right now. Spirit is saying, it's okay. Did it cause a delay? It absolutely did. But are you regretting it? Yes. But here's the thing. That is not preventing you from releasing that, taking care of yourself, and then starting all over, and then going through this transformation, which that would explain, because some of you feel like there's no hope, that, well, I made a mistake, so now that's it. I can never have what I was looking for. That is not the case. Spirit says that something right now, it feels like, well, maybe I can never have that. And Spirit is saying, no, you can. It's actually closer than what you think. Okay, so let's look at your last card. Yeah, look at this. You have the Six of Swords. So this is definitely showing that you're leaving a time of, a lack of movement. This is definitely a movement card. Some of you are moving somewhere. Some of you could be getting out of a contract. So this could be a business contract. This could be a relationship, like a marriage. Maybe you have a lease on a home, and you want to get out of that. Some of you are having like a roadblock with your thoughts, with clarity. Whatever it is, if you're not right now, you will be moving very, very quickly out of a situation. 3 to 6 is coming up here as well. I'm feeling 3 to 6 with the Six of Swords card. So something seems to be happening for you in the 3 to 6 range. So that is what I'm seeing for you. I hope that this helped you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 3. You have the Snowflake Obsidian, and your card is number 1, Pearls of Wisdom. All right, the first thing that's catching my attention is number 1. So if you've been trying to manifest something, it is very, very close to happening. In fact, it is so close to happening that the lady, the woman in this card, is dressed up and ready to celebrate something. So I feel that you definitely have a celebration that is pretty close to happening for you. Some of you could be receiving an offer. Some of you will be ready to take a leap of faith pretty soon. There is a sense of growth happening here. There's a sense of living your dream, stepping into literally like your manifestation and feeling so happy and alive and kind of ready to conquer the world, because now you've finally made progress with this particular thing and it's very close, very, very close. This new beginning is literally like almost at your doorstep. So let's look at your other cards and get some more information for you. All right, what else would you like to say to group number 3? I feel like these are your cards. You have 2? Okay, I thought maybe you have 3. All right, so yeah, look at that. You have the Moon's Wisdom and take the lead. I mean, look at this card. I feel like you are ready to take the lead. You're ready to go forward with something. You are so ready for this new beginning, and it's getting so close that you're going to be able to reach out and touch it very, very soon. I feel like there's something else with this card. It's something about, oh, are you going to have a decision to make? Are you going to have like 2 options? Or maybe 3 options and you're going to have to decide which direction you go or something like that? Huh. Yeah, I feel like something like that's happening, but there's going to be one thing in particular that stands out a little bit more than the others. And some of you may not be able to pinpoint exactly what that is, but you will just feel this energy around this one particular thing that where it feels like it's more comfortable, or that it's a little bit safer than the other things. So if you're going to be taking a risk with anything, the risk feels a little bit more stable than something else, or an opportunity feels like it's for one reason or another a better opportunity, and you might not be able to specifically point out and say, well, it's because of this, because this option has this and this one doesn't. It could just be a feeling that you have. That's your intuition. Listen to that, follow that, and it'll definitely work out in your favor. All right, so we have Moon shining and stay in integrity. Well, okay, yeah. So first of all, I feel like you may have more than one option, and that one stands out to you more than others. So I feel that's part of what this is saying, that there could be something that just feels slightly off about something, you know, going on like that. Now, I feel the other thing that stay in integrity is meaning is that as you've been waiting for something, some of you did not accept certain things that came into your orbit because it didn't feel right. It felt like you were you would be stepping outside of your integrity if you followed through with that. And so what Spirit is saying is that by doing the right thing, that is going to pay off for you. Some of you may be getting a leadership role at work because you have shown such integrity with how you've handled things at your job, with how you've handled maybe other employees or something like that. Maybe you're starting your own business, and people, what they've seen from you so far, they really respect that. They trust you, and something's going to shift so that there's a lot more activity happening around a business that you may have started. So those are just examples of things that I'm feeling, you know, the energies that I'm feeling. Okay, I feel these are your cards. Okay. You have the wishes granted card. That is amazing. I love this so much for you. And once again, so over here, there's a little bit of sparkle, and then there's a lot of sparkle over here. So once again, one option is going to outweigh another option. One resonates more with you. It just feels like there's more abundance. There's more, what's the word? There's more possibilities with one over the other. And what you want to do is listen to your intuition, absolutely. And once again, look at this fairy here. Looks like she is dressed and ready to go to some sort of celebration. So once again, you're going to be able to move forward with something because of your integrity, because you've done things the right way, because you didn't cut corners, because you worked very, very hard for something. The universe is taking note. Other people around you are taking note, and you're going to be rewarded for that. Okay, so you have courage. Yeah, do you see how you're walking towards something? Look at how close it is too. Look at that opening right there, that doorway. It is so close. So I feel like something that could happen for you is that you're so excited. You can't wait for this thing to happen. But you have been waiting for a little while for it to happen. And, you know, you're still manifesting. You're still working really, really hard. And then this opportunity appears and you're like, whoa, hold on a minute. Hold on. Let's slow down a second. But the thing is, now you can't slow down. And things are going very, very quickly for you. And it's like, wait a minute. I don't know if I'm ready. I was like waiting so long, I couldn't wait to start. And now I'm like, can we slow things down? Well, not really, because you don't want this opportunity to pass you up. But here's the thing. Remember, I think even in the beginning, I talked about taking a leap of faith with your first card here. Well, that's what you're going to do. So what you're going to have to do is just take a deep breath and go for it. Spirit said, you know, like taking the lead, take a deep breath, go for it, have courage, and just spread your wings and fly, because that's the only way to start. I feel like you would never feel 100% prepared, 100% ready for this. And so when it happens, it could be kind of a surprise, but it's going to be a happy surprise, and you're going to do very well, Spirit says. So don't hold yourself back by wanting to back out of something just because you have some nerves. That will pass pretty quickly for you. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? Your cards are a little jumpy. I'm not sure what's going on. All right. So you have the 9 of Swords. Look at this 9 of Swords. You have this great fear about something, and you're saying, oh my gosh, I hope I could pull this off. I hope I could pull this off. Well, you will. Your greatest fear is not going to happen. So yeah, it seems like you were hoping and praying for something, but then once it arrives, you're like, oh no, can I actually do this? Yes, you can. I feel like you're going to get the hang of it pretty quickly. I would say like definitely within a month's time, you're absolutely way more comfortable than you were in the very, very beginning. So yeah, don't let your fear hold you back. All right, so here you have the 7 of Wands. Yeah, see, this is something unexpected happening. This is you feeling like, oh no, I'm not ready. What do I do? And wanting to kind of hide behind something. But what Spirit is saying is that anything that was once holding you back is being removed. So it would be good to kind of prepare yourself now. Although I feel like you're pretty prepared. You know, remember I said this woman over here on the Pearls of Wisdom card is ready to go, is ready for a celebration. So you're going to do fine. You're prepared. I feel like once you make this transition from one thing to another, once this thing gets closer to you, I feel like there's a moment in time where you shift from being scared and you shift into being incredibly focused. And it's like nothing can break your concentration, nothing can break your focus. And you take this leap of faith, you go forward, you tackle one thing at a time. And then it just feels like very quickly it becomes kind of routine for you, where you get the hang of things and you do take the lead and you do very well. Now, if you are going into a position of like a management role, a leadership role at work, or anything like that, where people are looking to you for guidance, looking to you for direction or answers or mentorship or anything like that, you will be very, very respected. And it's because of this card right here. Because you stay in integrity, I feel you're very fair and balanced with the way that you lead things, the way that you take charge, the way that you explain things or ask for things to be done. So there's a lot of respect that's coming with this shift. And that's even like if you have your own business, the way that you handle your business, the way you communicate, the way you keep people in the loop. There's a lot of integrity with the way that you do things. You will be very, very highly respected, which will then allow you to continue your growth. So we have the Four of Wands. Very interesting. Very interesting Four of Wands. I feel like you have worked so hard, so hard to make something happen. And I feel like at times you question, is this going to happen? Just because you've put so much time, so much effort into this thing. And I think that's normal. I think, you know, when we're trying to get something off the ground, when we're starting things, you can have these questions and you can have self-doubts. So I feel like if that does happen, Spirit says it's perfectly fine to take a break, but don't get too comfortable because this thing is happening pretty quickly. So you have the Four of Wands here, and in the corner over here, you have two wands that are already set up. They're in the ground and they're ready to go. Now, in the traditional Four of Wands, you have four wands together. Usually there's like ribbons on top with flowers tying things together. You have these two wands down here. So it kind of seems like you don't realize that these wands are that close to you. I mean, look, they're almost touching this person's foot right here. Now, here's the thing. If you go back to this card over here, the Pearls of Wisdom, the pearls actually remind me of what ties all the four wands together in a lot of the other tarot decks. So Spirit says, look, you have what you need in this card. Maybe there's a little piece missing, but you have that other thing over here. You already have something that will complete something that's connected to this wish being granted. So, you know, it's that same energy that I'm feeling. Some of you may not feel like you're ready to take the lead, but you are ready. And you're building a really strong foundation to not only grow this wish, but to continue, you know, proving that you have integrity, proving that you can do this to others, and also proving it to yourself. So it's like this continual build of self-confidence. All right, so here we have the Knight of Swords. Very interesting. Because I feel like you're receiving something. You're receiving an offer. You are receiving a solution. Something is coming in that's going to kind of fast track this situation that you have going on here. And I just feel like you're hesitating because look at here. Up here on the cliff, wanting to take a leap of faith. But when it arrives, you're like, oh, you're second guessing yourself. For like, it feels like you have all the confidence in the world over here. But then when this thing arrives, you're like, okay, I don't know if I'm ready. But you are. And I feel like there's something how you're not doing this alone. So let's say like if you are stepping into a leadership role at work, and this absolutely doesn't have to do for everybody, this doesn't have to do with work. This is just a very simple example. So let's say you get a new position at work and you're going from being under someone who is the leader, and now you're becoming the leader, and you're not sure if, what to do or how to make this transition. Well, I see that there's somebody there to help you and to kind of protect you and to guide you through this process. So yeah, you're not alone. There's someone you can talk to, ask questions, seek guidance still as you're making this transition. And then you have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, so this is a new path for you. I feel it's challenging for you, but it's a good challenge. It's not like a waste of time challenge or a headache challenge. I feel like you're kind of rising up, you're leveling up, and you are, again, there's something with this Ace of Swords with you being rewarded for effort you've put into something, something that you've kind of perfected. And also the way that you communicate your thoughts, your ideas. I feel that you're very, very productive. You don't waste a lot of time. What you say you're going to do, you get it done. And you're very respected for that, and you're being rewarded for that. And so Spirit says that you have all of the tools that you need to move forward toward this new beginning. You have the King of Pentacles. Wow, that is amazing, amazing. So I feel you've been working toward this for such a long time. This has been a dream of yours for a very long time, or it's something that you have just put a tremendous amount of effort into. So much hard work, so much time, dedication, and you didn't give up on this process. And I feel like things are absolutely much closer than you think, because there's someone back here in the woods back here, and then there's someone right here. So something is happening where it's like you're leaping forward very, very quickly. Your timeline seems to be changing, where it's like a massive reward is coming in for something that you've done previously. You've proven yourself, you've made things happen, and now it's time to reap those rewards. Some of you are getting a new job. Some of you are becoming like a partner in a firm, whether it's a law firm or advertising firm or whatever it is, you're becoming a partner. Some of you are absolutely getting a raise, a promotion. Some of you are getting a new job, which is like you may be questioning, can I do this? Because I feel like somebody has seen what you have done in the past, and then they have this opportunity for you. And some of you are like, well, I don't know if, I've never done that before. Or maybe it's like a slightly different field that you were in before. And someone's like, no, you would be great with my company doing this particular thing. And you're like, well, I don't know about that. But then you kind of look into it and you take that leap of faith, and you are very, very, very successful, highly sought after. I feel if this has anything to do with career for you, it's definitely a leap forward. And then it's kind of like after you get settled in this, you can kind of ask for what you want, where you could ask for more money, or you would be in really high demand with something. So you have the Lover's card. So here, this is your wish being granted. This is what you have been waiting for, what you've been looking for. But there's a sacrifice that has to be made here. And look at how you're like up in the air here on this little island. So the sacrifice that needs to happen is that you need to take a leap of faith. That is what needs to happen. So some of you will be taking a leap of faith and starting your own thing. Some of you will be taking a leap of faith and doing something that's different than something you've ever done before. Some of you will be starting something new that has a lot of challenges within it, but it's going to be so incredibly rewarding for you. And I feel also that there's a lot of growth, because I feel like where you were before, or where you currently are now, before you actually transition, there was limited growth potential, or you grew a lot there, but you can't really grow anymore. There's like nowhere else to go. And so if you want to continue growing, if you want to continue increasing things in your life, you're going to have to hold your breath and take that leap of faith. And it's like some offer is coming in. It's very, very close. All right, so here you have the Knave of Cups. So this is the Page of Cups. Oh my gosh. Yes, this is, okay. This card, it's like some surprising event that's happening. You also have a surprising event in the Seven of Wands. Something is catching you off guard. And it's all because I feel like you were doing your thing, you're going about your business, you kind of perfected something, you perfected your craft, or you just truly did something with integrity, and somebody is taking note of that. So this can be a person who saw this. This could be the universe taking note of that, where it's like this door is opening for you. Something unexpected is happening for you. So the way in which your wish is granted, it might look a little bit different than what you expected. Yeah. But that's okay, because you're still getting to your wish. It just could be a little bit different because of this surprising element that's going on here. But what I see you doing is that you evaluate things, you analyze things, you come to the conclusion that you can handle this, and you move forward with it, and you're pretty confident. You know, there is a little bit of self-doubt there, but that's okay because you are going to do amazingly well. All right, so you have the Seven of Cups. Isn't this an interesting Seven of Cups? Wow, look at that transition that is happening in the water. You've outgrown something. You remember I talked about that with the Lover's card? You can't go any further. It's time for a shift. It's time for you to move on into maybe not better things, because I feel where you were, it could have been just fine. Maybe it wasn't, but it doesn't have to be not okay where you were. It's just that you're ready for, like, your soul is ready for growth. And there is nothing wrong with moving on from something to a better opportunity, to a bigger opportunity. So I feel like you've kind of completed everything that you can complete where you are or where you were. I feel like you filled your cups where you were or where you are. You've done what you can do, and it's just time to move on. So there's self-doubt here. I'm seeing that again. Now, for some of you, that self-doubt is going to be just like this fleeting thought. It comes and it goes. Others of you are really going to have to focus on this and say, okay, can I really do this? Can I really accomplish this? Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. Are there going to be challenges? Of course. When are there not challenges, though, when you're stepping into something new? So there's so much potential for growth with this new thing that is so close to happening for you. And really the surprising thing could be how close it is for you. So that could also be that surprise element as well. You could also have like a surprise meeting with someone. So you have the Six of Cups here. What I just heard is that you've been preparing for this for your whole life. So for some of you, you've been preparing for this exact situation to come into alignment. And for others of you, you've been preparing for this level of success for your whole life. I feel that at first it does feel a little shocking because I'm telling you, there's something unexpected with this whole situation. And so for a minute, it takes you back. But then when you look at the situation from this proper perspective, it's like, oh, okay, that's what I've been waiting for. Yeah, I can make that work. So it's really nothing to be afraid of. I just feel like you are so incredibly protected by moving forward with this new thing that's coming into your life. Very, very, very protected. And you feel very comfortable. I feel very, very quickly. It's kind of like let's say on your first day of work somewhere, when you step into this new work environment, sometimes you're like, oh, ooh, I made a big mistake. And then other times it's like, oh no, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. Well, it's the latter where you're going to say, yep, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. I'm so glad I'm here. All right, so you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you're moving forward. Now, you have the Knight of Swords here, and you have the King of Pentacles here. You have the Page of Cups here. Wow. So yeah, the Knight of Pentacles. You're receiving something that is the vehicle to get you to what you've always wanted in your life. And I feel there's no looking back. Again, once you take that leap of faith, it's kind of like, let me ease into this process. Let me check things out. Let me make sure that everything is going to go as planned. But it's like once you land, like I just said as an example, like your first day in this new situation, it's kind of like I see you going like, I've got this. I know what I'm doing. If I don't know these particular things, I'm going to figure it out. Everything just kind of comes to you almost naturally. And it's so incredibly fulfilling, so fulfilling. And you're starting to build something. So you already have integrity. You already have an interest in you and what you can do. And that just increases the longer that you're in this situation. All right, so you have the Empress. Yes, I love this so much. Look at how the Empress is holding the world right here. You can literally take this as far as you want to take it. You could be going global. You could be moving somewhere, especially if you're going to be moving overseas or to a different country or even a different state, city, anything like that. Because I feel like you're developing something and it's going to expand so big that the sky is the limit. You can expand it as far as you want to. There's a lot of trust that people have in you. And I feel you also, there's like mutual trust because you also trust in the other half of this situation. Just like you have the Lovers card here, there's a lot of trust going on. It's incredibly fulfilling. You will be fulfilling a wish, a dream coming true. And you're very comfortable. So whatever this is that's shifting for you, you feel very, very comfortable. Like financially, you feel very comfortable within the environment that you're stepping into. I feel like you have new friends, a new support group. Just everything seems to be coming together for you just beautifully. So that is what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching.